January 24th, 2023. Um, no, just to cover all bases, this is how many scams they were running. Okay. They had that old man where they were day rave drugging me, that they were going to try to call me a weirdo if I try to leave Davis, the whole thing. They had the butt lie going on. And then day verifying illegally bug house. I didn't own that nightgown. Okay, wipe that one out. All right. Then Melissa's kids being little divas, knowing because it's Auntie Shell they wanted a house for. And that's that agent's daughter. They knew it was bugged. They knew they were on camera. And it's Uncle Will's reality show he's running. That they were to say the house wasn't meant for Grandma, they were meant for Auntie Shaw and Papa, and Grandma needs to get out. And then later on the floor, they were making everything up. Documented me games to pretend. As Maslin Police puts it. Sheriff John stopped goons at the door January 1921, actually 22. January 1922, 4:58 p.m. My phone's tapped. Well, those kids get caught stating they made everything up. October 5th, 21, Huntington Bank on Cleveland Avenue in front of my client that lived at Oakland apartment. Um, well, those, I don't want Melissa getting no money out of this. That's okay. They knew they made everything up. They didn't want anybody to help her. November 7th and 8th, 21. Actually, yeah, it'd be 21. So that had been October 5th, 21. And so this is November 7th or 8th of 21. They yelled out on Walmart West House. They found all the kids lying in 2018. They did. FedEx, October 2023. Investigators working the case for we all know this woman's innocent. Let's see. Where else? Maslin Police documented me in games of pretend. Sheriffs were laughing in May of 19 if some guy named Kurt just found out they were lying. All those kids were lying. It was slow. Because they caught him on police surveillance in a protected home custody case. They were making everything up for that agent's daughter. Like Flora said, my other granddaughter, October 23rd, 2019, 6 o'clock, there's a video of the case where she rats him out. Laughing, of course it never happened. Of course it wasn't true. We made it up. They were games of pretend. Sick shit they made up in the basement. There's also, I have a video and it's entered also in the case in the police surveillance that asked my son John, their dad, what was going on. I don't know. Melissa's just going to have to make it up something on you because I told him you're going to move out. You guys are going to go through a divorce. And then she'll probably the church people make it up too. That they were just getting even with me for leaving Dave. Okay. All right. Dave and I even talk about it and I taped him. All right. And it's the same thing the police have during the protected custody case. My one client with anger issues, he's like, who is this crazy Melissa? They're all talking about lying. It's like the ex-daughter-in-law friends with the ex's girlfriend had the kids make up really mean games to pretend in front of the police. He's like, she's nuts. It's like, yeah, she is. Last summer, some of her friends in town and were in Dollar General. Should we say anything to her kids? Said no. Kenzie's mom said they already confronted her. They knew all the kids made everything up and there's no reason to. But and then those kids were making fun of me for being raped. They let those babies see it too. See, across from my clients on Turquoise Street, there's split level of camp police have been working with them about, knowing that their stalking tapes were them and not me. They were looking for who was doing it. The lady officer even told them that I didn't have it in me to hurt anybody. And yeah. All right. So the kids were sitting out there a week ago Sunday and were talking and said, we all know they raped her and that's wrong. And for them to show that rape to little 5-year-old kids, that is child molesting. Mother yelled out, the police don't want you to say anything to her. There's large men down here looking for him because they stole a large amount of money from the case. It is child molesting. Them showing those perverted videos to little girls. Okay, so the house next to it is a giant house across the street, okay? And they were part of the bad people, and they'd be out there yelling stuff. Well, her phone went off a week ago Sunday. I got home with my client from church, and her phone goes off. No, I didn't know. They found those kids saying they were lying under police surveillance tapes and under police tapes, and that they were taping in there, and that they got caught saying they were lying. No, I didn't know that. I go back out to get a drink out of my car. I keep sodas in there, and the kid said, my mom said not to say anything to her, that they had found those kids under on police tapes and on their tapes stating that they were lying a long time ago. I know. Uh-huh. They're documenting games of pretend. So if you want to say Melissa for the cult that she goes to, and she's friends with Auntie Shell, that 4 years later, after all those different police departments have already corrected her, scolded her, and even some ladies last summer, we asked Melissa why she would have those kids make everything up. Oh, we were just trying to help them get the house. Well, see, that's what they said in Walmart in 19. Why they have the kids make all that stuff up? Because they're trying to help them get the house. Okay. June 23rd to July 4th of 21, my phone's tapped. And Walmart 62 by the paint aisle. Investigators following me around for years. What are these people talking about? We interviewed her whole family a long time ago. She's never heard anybody. Okay. Okay. So if she's still trying to get money on her documented mean jokes, that Flora, like my granddaughter, or Flora, October 23rd, 2019, 6 p.m. There's a video in the case. Of course, it never happened. Of course, it wasn't true. We made it up. They were games of pretend. Laughing about sex shit. She didn't understand. She's too little. Mm-hmm. You're gonna put Melissa and her kids in jail. More than likely, it's just Michelle, the agent's daughter. They were pretending to be Danny and Jen, my youngest son, for the shower scene in the other room. Okay. And I went to them and they knew nothing. They knew nothing about somebody watching me photoshopping a shower scene and all the bruises they knew I had on me and how sick I was. They thought I was working too hard and bruised too easy. They couldn't figure out either why I was getting so sick. They didn't know somebody was doing that. Okay. And I told them about that guy confessing in Walmart. Okay. On November 18, 22, 2 to 6 p.m. that all the tapes before were him and not me. And it was done for people to turn on me. Ha ha ha. Then November 24th, 22, Mercy Medical, the nurse had IDing him as Eric. And they knew about that agent bullying me into a statement saying I wasn't lying when I wasn't. And da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And how not funny this is, and nobody's ever said anything bad about me. And she admits it in Mercy Medical. Okay? This is just that agent's daughter, Michelle. She's crazy. She had pretended she was Danny and Jen, where they photoshopped a shower scene in their stocking tapes before I called the FBI, and where the bruises was from date rape drugging me, and they were beating me under drugs, I guess, what they're saying, where I had the giant bruises and hand marks. Sickos. Okay, so, yeah, I want you to think about that. Think about that. Sickos. It's her family trying to pull a fast one. My one friend said, it's a tactic. You tell enough lies on somebody, it ruins them. And everybody believes them to be true. It can cost them their job, their reputation, and they're nothing but mean lies. It's just a tactic to destroy people. Okay? All right, so if she's still claiming something happened to her kids and the police already confronted her several times, okay? Everybody knows they lied. And she knows they lied. Okay? Then, and she's still trying to claim something happened to her kids when she's the one that got caught, even in front of the police, to telling them to lie. You put her in jail for trying to extort money under false pretenses. Her kids try to open their mouth, you put them in juvie. You already been caught lying, honey. You knew that basement was bugged. On Thanksgiving of 18, it was Auntie Shell doing, her dad doing it. You knew you got caught stating you were lying. And you look at Melissa and say, you know we already know you told the kids to lie. We have it. They're mean jokes. And another kid even stating out of their mouth that it was nothing but jokes. You have nothing. So if you want to complaining that you have Munchausen's and you need your children taken away from you and you need to go to jail for trying to help your cult get away with attempted murder and extortion, and your kids need to go to juvie for lying and keep lying and causing a domestic terrorism group, you all need to go to jail. See how fast they shut up. Okay? I don't even think they're part of it. They've been corrected too many times and they live in Maslin. It's that crazy Michelle driving around with that voice-altering app. Are you going to get some money? They live in Maslin, 10, 15 miles away. I thought Melissa lost her mind. And then I found out they live in Maslin for years. Like some teenage kids, none of this is funny. The police couldn't even figure out why somebody would say something to her. Those people don't even live in our community. It's because Michelle's been acting like she's them. Then acting like they were an attorney for Danny and Jen, and they didn't even know that anybody was watching me. They're just lies upon lies and scams upon scams to cause confusion. Then they'll go to the Ron Vega 111 group. Then when I put up the information of proving that I was sick and that it goes into remission all the time, they shut up. And then they'll go to the extreme of, you did nothing wrong. You're just weird inside. Oh my God. She's that stupid and sick. See what I mean? It's scam. And then they'll go back to the butt lie. And where Dave verified I didn't know him at nightgown. And I only made fun of him back at my niece once when I was watching him. That's why the main cop over at The Worst Thing You Ever Did Wrong, Honey, should bend over him properly. June of 19 to the North Canton Jackson Police. The main investigator. The worst thing you ever did wrong, honey, should bend over him properly. Because Dave verified always wore a grandma nightgown, underwear, and a house coat. Or leggings, sweater, and a house coat when the grandkids were over before. And where that old man showed up at Walmart 62 and threatened me if I told on me, they'd turn everything on me. And he was using drugs on me and telling me to say crazy stuff about wrong nightgowns and butt lies. And their threat was if I left Dave, they'd try to list me a child molester. They can't. They can run around and lie on you all they want. And they don't go anywhere. You know why? Because the police already caught them lying. But you know what happens? Is they go to jail for it eventually. Because if you want to say you're part of this, and they're trying to embezzle money out of the federal government, the Witness Protection Program, and you're part of a hate crime of having somebody stalked and date rape drugged, you can go to jail for that. You put like they said, any of my kids would even put their name on any of this, they would have went to jail. They knew nothing. It's just Michelle's family. So people hurting me doing this. See, I'll tell you what, after I went and talked to Danny and Jen on November 13, 22, 6 o'clock, and they knew nothing, the next day I was out with a day app, working. You know what? People pulled in and said they really didn't know. In front of my day app. It is just the people hurting her. Reality. It's just them stealing and making up scenario after scenario. And then they'll go back to the Ron Vega thing, where they're thinking you're sick and thinking you got one. They got documents I was sick and what I had goes into spontaneous remission all the time. Oh, Vega knew that. His daughter was an RN nurse since 15. He knew that. Fibromyalgia goes into remission all the time. Huh? Yeah. MRI reports, doctor's reports. Sir, I got everything. So, yeah. And he knew it. He knew it. He was playing everybody too. They're all just playing people to help out with the low IQs. And in the meantime, yeah, like I said, November 7th, 8/21, they were out there screaming in Walmart 62. Or Walmart West Tusk. By the medicine aisle. They found all those kids lying in 2018. They did. That's why nobody talked to me. If they actually thought I did something wrong, the FBI would have knocked on the door, being an informant, and asked me some questions. Nobody did. Why? What are they going to say? Karen, well, where you didn't hear John's kids right in the basement, and they said Auntie Shell instead of that they wanted the house for Auntie Shell and Papa, and you need to get out. It's actually the agent that's supposed to protect your daughter, and they made up all these sick lies. What do you want us to do about it? I'd be like, where's their father and their mother? Because I already confronted John. What's going on? I don't know. Melissa's just going to have the kids make up something because I told them you're going to move out. And that you guys are going to go through a divorce. So she's going to have something, make up something. It's not going to be anything bad, but she's going to have the church people lie too. He knows she's nothing but a big liar. Huh? And he announced on the police surveillance that they were only going to lie for that reason. And that's exactly what the investigator said. Yeah. I'm telling you what, out at my client's house on Turquoise Street last summer, there was 2 women. Where he lives, there's another duplex after it. On the other side of the duplex, there were some more women out there. We asked Melissa why she had all those kids make everything up. Well, they just wanted trying to help them get the house. We told her no matter what, she should have stayed out of this. She needs to go to jail for being part of it. I don't even think she's even part of this. I think it's just Michelle's family trying to pull a scam. Because if they actually open their mouth, they have to arrest them. There it comes down to a point. You can't say you're part of having someone almost murdered, drugged, raped, tortured, and stalked. And it's your church taking credit that you were doing it. And then you made up these mean lies, and the police already confronted you that you're lying. And then 4 years later, you're trying to embezzle funds from the federal government under your documented lies and documented mean games to pretend, and everybody know it. You have to arrest them for trying to embezzle from the federal witness protection program, and that they're part of this hate crime and attempted murder. Put them in jail. I've never been questioned of wrongdoing. I've never been prosecuted. Because I'll tell you what were those investigators going to say? Your grandkids like the agent's daughter that your husband's cheating on you with, where he was supposed to protect you? It's actually his kid. That's where the mean joke is. It was his kid that your husband was dating. Huh? And those kids are down there laughing and giggling for her to get the house and him? What are you going to do about it? They would have told me that. I would have moved out right away and said, where's my money? Where was I supposed to get the $5,000 a month? I'm taking it and going. Huh? That's his kid? That's what it would have been. Yeah, they're just down there laughing for him. Because see, that mental child molesting stuff comes from them. They're the ones that showed real rapes and torture to children. As little as 5-year-old. Took them out and made it up to them and then showed them children rapes and butt rapes on a real woman. And then said they made it up to him and bought him cell phones. Like I said, people need to get down here. That agent and his daughter are serial rapists. They embezzled over $300,000 from my case alone. They sold the money, sold the case for money for $25 a pop. My one client, church on, what is that? That Hills and Dales Road? Is it Hills and Dales? Or is that, I'd have to look it up. It's out in Belden. It's a huge, great big church. Frank Road, Fulton Road, something like that. Yeah. They were there. They had it. Trinity Gospel Temple has it. Faith Family Church has it. St. Mary's has it. My grandson Daniel, his teacher, had it. Like I said, everybody knows what's going on. Man, kid, and kid. Because they sold it for $25 a pop, making millions. They stole from the witness protection program. Put it in their pocket, their drug dealing friends. Drugged the hell out of me, almost killed me, and raped and tortured me, and then showed it to 8-year-olds. Yeah, that is child molesting. And that kind of sick shit came from their hearts and their minds. I didn't even talk like that. And why would they hurt little babies like that? Because they like it. And they show videos of it to babies. People need to get down here, and every child that's seen it, they need to get them counseling. Because how are they going to grow up normal and healthy and mentally right and to have good relationships with seeing violence that bad? Huh? Think about this. They're the ones that are the child molesters. My one client with anger issues, he said, you know, he said, Karen, he said, I have one friend that showed one naked picture to a child. That's pedo shit. And I think he was trying to say where all these little kids are coming out. I went out with Will today. He made it up to me. It's sick. They raped her. Why would he make it up to him? And then he showed him the rape. What do you do to him? Got $500 cell phones. That's a lot of making up to do. Huh? What do you do to him? He's into date rape, drug, and amnesia drugs. Did he molest those poor little babies? Because he got a high off of showing them a real torture and a real butt rape. Like you said, Karen, this is crazy. These people admit to drugging you and telling you to say stuff, and they admit to raping you in front of people in stores. He's calling that agent a rape, a child molester. What he was doing, it is. Those kids across from my clients on Turquoise Street, they said, you know, we all know they raped her. They're teenagers. He said, which was wrong. And them showing that to little girls, it is child molesting. And then the mother yelled out a week ago, Sunday, the police know there's large men down here and they're looking for him for stealing a large amount of money from the case. Nobody's to say a word to her. See, I can even ramble about more people knowing Melissa lied. Police departments, Massillon Police, they're documenting in games of pretend. Stark County Sheriff at Kurt just found out all those kids were lying. He is lying. That was May of 19. Actually, May of 21, sorry. They all knew they did. Like Mankin and Ken, if you didn't hear John's kids read on the third step up, Karen. Dave's girlfriend isn't Michelle. Well, they also found them on Thanksgiving 18th, saying they were lying and joking around for them to get the house. They're just mean jokes because it came from Michelle's sick family that does this. And she was out there outside my clients. I made enough money out of this. I don't care if they help her now. Did you make enough money out of this? And they're out there yelling. Some lady showed up. You leave her alone. I found out what you did. Yeah. They stole all the money. And now they're saying they made enough money. My husband's girlfriends, drug friends, and our drug family made enough money off of terrorizing me. They could help me now. The mighty God Michelle gave permission. That bitch needs to go to federal prison. She's dangerous. So is her family. And she's very mentally